Of all the coaching that I've done with executive leaders, I've realized that there's basically three things that they are after. The first thing is they want a trusted confidant, somebody that they can talk to, somebody that they can share some of the thoughts that they have, some of the ideas that they have. And they want somebody that will listen to them, but also question them and ask them some really pertinent and reflective questions. The second thing that they want is they want a plan, a process, and a structure. They don't want to just rock up for an hour meeting or an hour session and talk about stuff. And then the third thing that they want is they want to learn something. They want to become a better leader. They want to become a better human. And they want to go into these sessions, going in there that after a period of time, they can walk out and say, well, I've learned something, I've changed some things, I've become a better leader. Now, I follow a 7-step process in my executive coaching program that looks like this. Typically, it's an introductory call where we test the chemistry. We'll do an onboarding process later on where I'll explain what are the things that we're going to do in this process, what are the expectations they could have from me as their coach, but also what I would expect of them in this process and how I expect them to do the work. The foundation of executive coaching, as far as I'm concerned, is psychometric assessments. I think that if we don't know where the gaps are, what do we know how to solve some of these things and what behaviors to change? And so psychometric assessments give us this ability to find out what are the issues that we need to work on. So I do two main ones. And so the one is the Seville Strengths Behavioral Profile, and the other one is the Emotional Intelligence EQI 2.0. Now I use a third party to do this, a psychometrist or an industrial psychologist. And so that is, I think, a very pertinent and very important part of the executive coaching that I do. We'll do a strategic session where we'll flesh out a little bit about more what your expectations are, but also talk about what we want to achieve through this program. We'll do the assessment feedback once they've done the psychometric assessments, and I'll get the third party person to come and join me to provide feedback based on the results of their psychometric assessment. And then we'll provide an integrated report after that, but also very much a process where we understand a little bit better about the person, but the person more than anything else understand a little bit more about themselves. One of the other items that I do is I have an online learning platform where a lot of leadership work is what we do. It looks like this. This is the Roidia online learning platform. It's an experiential learning platform. So there are short form learning, which are called stories. And these stories will have different items. As you can see here, there are plenty of different items that we cover in the program. And then other one is Pathways, which is longer form learning. There's some 20 hours of learning with more than 20 videos and more than 30 stories and 8 pathways that they go through the process. And then of course what I do is we have our 1 hour sessions on a monthly basis. I use OneNote as a asynchronous methodology to put material on there if I need to put any tools and resources for them, but also their assessments are sitting there. And then also I use that on a monthly basis to ask a few questions prior to the session, because I need them to think about a few questions. I need them to reflect about a few things before we walk into the session. Otherwise, as I said earlier, it's not productive. We need to have productive sessions because their time is pretty precious to set aside an hour for this sort of thing. So this is the process that I follow. I often find that the executives want more sessions after the first 6. So that's an unusual thing that often happens, that they want to have more, because I think it's a very fulfilling and rewarding process for them to go through executive coaching if they can find somebody that can challenge them, that can show them the mirror and help them to become better leaders